Hello, 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 and welcome to LRGA Curves today. Smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in. If you haven't already, ring that bell so you can get notified next time we upload a video. What music are we using today? What music? All right, let's stick with this daydreaming because we're daydreaming. Oh, hello, Terry. How are you, beautiful? Happy, merry holidays to you and yours. I hope you are having a fantastic Christmas Eve. You know, it's a little different for me with my dad's passing. I'm kind of like into Christmas, but not into Christmas. It's kind of like this surreal feeling where I want to celebrate, but it's kind of like, and there's a lot to celebrate, but I'm also kind of, I'm in mourning, I'm grieving, and I'm just kind of like, I look at the Christmas tree and I'm like, oh, isn't that pretty? You would have liked that. And I turn on the lights and I'm like, oh, those are great. I haven't wrapped any presents. Yeah, but luckily my kids are understanding. They were like, Mom, don't worry about it. We understand. We know you're upset about Bobbin, so it's still going to be a great Christmas. So yeah, it's just different, you guys. Just a moment of adjustment when you lose a parent or loved one. So, and this is the first one in a long time. Like I'm pretty lucky. Like life has been excellent. We've been healthy and everything. But anyway, don't want to make you guys all what I am. But that's why I came on here today instead of cooking or anything. I just don't even really feel like that part. But I do feel like talking to you guys, my wonderful curvy crew. Okay, let's see. Yes, my beautiful friend. I wish you and your precious family, a joyful holiday, peace, grace, love. Oh, I love you, Terry. I appreciate your kindness always. I'm so glad that the YouTube streets brought us together. Okay. So, like I said, on your way in, I hope you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring that bell so you can get notified next time we upload a video. And so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing in these YouTube streets. So look, I have, this is the holiday. So we're doing a Christmas Eve wrap up, like my play on words, because you have to wrap the presents that I haven't wrapped yet. Yes. Everyone's processes their grief differently. You do what feels best for you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having to have a lot of grace with myself because I am a very strong, persistent. I have a lot of tenacity and like I just keep going and keep going and keep going, And but I'm having some grace with myself, so I appreciate that reminder, Terry. Okay, let's see. Where do you guys want to start? Where do you want to start? We have a couple of things. We have the fiasco on Love and Marriage Huntsville last night. The time warp. What are we in? The freaking Twilight Zone? We have Garcelle clearing Dorit and Erica being the voice of reason. We have Real Housewives of Miami, where Julia is checking Marisol. We have Vanderpump Rules news. And then we have Dr. Jackie's apology. And then something else just happened, like after I made this thumbnail, something else just came up. Oh, we could even address TD Jakes alleging that he is, he's innocent of all this being tied to P. Diddy's sex parties. But I haven't really been covering the P. Diddy stuff because, look, I got enough going on. I don't need no extra dark energy on me. I'm trying to keep it all positive over here. All positive. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I'm just going to start with my first story, the most recent. Let's just jump on to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So last night on Love and Marriage, I was thrilled to receive a notification. Oh, I don't always get, oh, awesome. Right on. I appreciate that. Yeah, that means you have your bell rung and that YouTube is acting right today. YouTube is acting right today. Now let's start with the oldest first, okay? So we're going to play, I don't know if you can hear this. Let me turn this music down.
Would immediately understand.
How can I get to, let me see, how can I get to the beginning of this video? Okay, so on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dorito was being Dorito again, you guys. Yep, she was being Dorito again. And you know, she just likes to hear herself talk, and she always has some smoke for Garcelle. And we've talked about Doritos. Oh, gift bags are awesome. Right on. Yeah, I used to, you know what I love? I'll probably end up just throwing it all in a case with a ribbon on it or something like that because it's last minute. Or, you know, old school, put them in some brown paper bags. Like, who cares? Like, all they do is rip it off. The thought of spending money to rip away something and then you literally just rip it and either burn it or immediately throw it away. It's so wasteful. So yeah, anyway. So on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, let me share my screen, present, share screen, share. Now, how do they usually do it? Let me see. If I do this and I share it like that, but then I go up so you can't see the whole thing, then it's not me showing it, it's us listening to it. So why don't we try it like this? When I was younger, my son asked for his gifts in a big sack, just like Santa. Yes, I still do. Oh, yeah, I remember the year my mom just got big red sacks and put everything in it. And she was like, Santa left this for you. That was hilarious. Okay, so on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we had this scene, remember, at Crystal's house. And it was a really nice, cute scene with Crystal and her not 14 friends. Right on. Pinky the housewife is in the house. Thanks for being here. She has a channel, you guys. So go support Pinky the housewife. She has some good content over there. Thanks for coming through. Happy Mary. Okay. And so Crystal was having what was she having? A Taco Tuesday? And she had all her friends come over and they were sitting around talking. And in the hallway, Erica mentioned to Dorito that Garcelle, Sutton, and Erica went out and were trying to, you know, they were moving forward, and that Sutton made out with her driver. And then there was this whole other time. So then they talked about it in the hallway. I mean, fully talked about it. So then they get in front of the group of the other women who were not privy to that conversation. And Dorito brings it up again and tries to throw rocks and hide her hands, but she gets her hand slapped by Garcelle because she points out that, look, you're bringing this up to hurt Sutton and try to embarrass her in front of these other women right now. And so then Dorit, you know, she's always playing in our face. So she does this.
It was playful.
Where'd it go?
It was joking. We were all laughing about the situation.
It just felt like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women.
She was. To also just give people the benefit of the doubt.
Who's the people?
Me. Okay?
Okay.
Me in this instance. Why is it okay for Erica to scream it across the room and Garcelle not say a word to her?
Shout out to Reality Entertainment TV. This is from their Instagram. I'll go ahead and give them a follow. Right on.
It just feels like another reason for Garcelle to take issue with me. If you don't like me, Garcelle, Stop pretending that you do.
Okay. Dorito is such a projection whore. I'm sorry. I'm only 11 minutes in and I'm already using words like whore. But she's such a projection whore. Did you hear that statement she just made? She said, Garcelle, if you don't like me, then whatever accent she's using this day, then just say so. No, it's that you don't like Garcelle. She's always nitpicking with Garcelle. And I feel like Dorito's problem is that Garcelle talks back and doesn't just allow herself to be freaking talked to any kind of way by oh, right on, hi mademoiselle, and talk to any kind of way by Dorito, and she keeps checking her. Yes, she is a problem. Let's keep it going.
When I said it to Erica, we were all having a good time.
We were.
And I apologized because I didn't know that was going to bring up this.
But then
And then how ironic is it that Dorito has on the supermodel shirt while she's talking to a bona fide supermodel?
we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you have
something
to
to
say it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
I did not attack you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I did not attack you.
Like that was a talent.
This girl.
Okay, let's just stop right there. So Garcelle is like, no, this bitch isn't using dog whistle trigger words again to describe our normal interaction. All the people in here that are coming and talking and everything, all of it has just been talking. But when the black woman says anything back to Dorito's racist ass, it's an attack. Do you see that? So that's why there's a problem, because you do not suggest that all these other conversations in this tone and in this manner are an attack on you, Dorito. And for you to not understand that that's the issue, because you don't hear yourself use those words describing any other interactions with any other women in this people group. But every time you talk to Garcelle, it's an attack. It's this, it's that. And it's all about your feelings and how she wanted Garcelle to get over her laughing at her 14-year-old son being cussed out. And it's been a year already. Get over it. Like she can't say anything. She can't talk back. She can't think her own thought, anything without it being a problem for Dorit. You see that? How Dorit is like hyper focused on Garcelle's emotional state, but she reduces everything to like an anger, get over it type situation. And I am of the mind that Dorito has gotten away with this for so long, and is even in this people group, that when she's looking around at all the other white ladies sitting on the other couch, she's looking over to Kyle, she's looking over to Erica, she's looking over to Kim, she's even looking over to Crystal over there, looking for somebody. She was looking to catch somebody's eyes, because you know they be staying on code. She was looking for a code catcher to help her get out of what she had just done by using this dog whistle term on this black woman, this melanated goddess. But everybody was like, no, you on your own. I think they made an agreement to let people just hash it out themselves, because everybody's been on quiet. Did you notice? They're kind of letting people like hash it out and just have that conversation. And so she's all looking around for a sympathizer, a racist sympathizer. And yes, the I code. Yes, Pinky, look, we know what we're talking about. She was looking around for the I code, like a save me, chime in. Don't let her do this to us, because then it's a us. But let's keep going.
Dorit lives in a bit of a bubble. Just triggers me. We live in a world now. We're aware, we're woke, whatever you want to say, and I feel like she's not in that world. Just for the record, I didn't attack you. We were having a conversation.
Okay,
So,
but it felt like you were suggesting that I was deliberately trying to hurt her.
I wasn't suggesting. I actually said it.
Exactly.
Right, but that's not an attack.
It feels.
There's a different thing than an attack.
Garcelle, okay.
No,
I don't mean attack. What's a good word?
I don't know what's a good
better
word, but I feel like for you and your privilege, I can't.
Ooh, did you see Crystal's eyes? Yeah, Dorito is so disgusting, Mademoiselle H says. Garcelle better shut her down at the reunion. I hope she does. Garcelle, you know, I appreciate her ability to not play into the stereotype of the angry Black woman, you know, because that's always what we get reduced to. And even if you do have a reason to be angry, why does it have to be such a bad thing? Everybody else gets to be angry, you know? So, but I feel like she does herself a simultaneous disservice to not really be authentic in her telling it like it is. Like, I'm not sure who is so composed when they're trying to get their point across. But Garcelle always seems to muster up just the right amount of composure to deal with these hoes, to not be an angry Black woman. Yes. Awesome name, screen name, Pinky the Housewife. Yeah, that's awesome. Tell it, Larja. Oh, Naughty Crew. Happy Mary. Naughty, if you're still in the house, drop your link. Yeah, I need your help to see the I code too, right? Definitely. But then look at the other people's faces, okay? So Sutton is like, knew it was coming. Kim is doing like the weird exhale, like, here we go. Like, oh, you really stepped in it this time.
What does that mean?
It means you're white and the words are different. They have different connotations. They have different meanings.
Okay. The word.
And then I was mind blown this episode, okay? For one, that Garcelle chin-checked Dorito in real time and didn't wait a week to go have a sit-down lunch with her and tell her later how she triggered her. I love that she did it in real time. That's how I prefer to deal with all of my racist encounters, is in real time. Call a racist, call a microaggression the macroaggression that it is, the racism-laden comment that it was. Call it out in real time so that these people can understand that we're not making these excuses for you no more. It's up to you to get your thoughts together and think about something before you speak it. Everybody else has to. Everybody else in the world has to think about what they're saying before they say it. But all of a sudden, when you do your quote unquote to make it better microaggressions, they get to relabel their racism as microaggressions. Okay? That means they didn't really mean to be racist. It was just a little smidge of racism with some ignorance. No. Racism is racism, period. And your ignorance is your ignorance also. So when it comes down to things like this, we have to be willing to, the only way to rectify it, the only way to get the cancer out is to laser focus on it like chemotherapy, target it. That's targeting microaggressions, that's targeting macroaggressions, that's targeting racist slips, that's targeting racist behavior, that's targeting it all, okay? In real time. You know, because think about it. If you have a sore and the sore is to the bone, like it's a gaping abscess sore and it's to the bone, and you're just walking around talking to people with it, and it stinks and it's oozing, and every time you use your hands to talk, the pus is flicking all over you, but nobody's telling you that you have this gaping open pus-filled wound that's getting its infection all over and smelling up the place. Nobody wants to talk about it. They act like it doesn't exist. That's relabeling racism as a microaggression, in my opinion, because it's still festering, it still stinks, and it still needs to be tended to, but you ignoring it is allowing it to get not only worse and fester, but then also get on other people and infect them. And now they have to deal with some shit. So call it out in real time. If somebody has a big gaping wound, say, hey, you need to go get that looked at. You might want to go to the doctor. You have a big freaking racist cut on your arm and it's leaking your racism all over me. And I shouldn't have to deal with this. You should have dealt with that before you left the house. That's a communicable disease at this point. You see what I'm saying? So call it out in real time, target it like it's your chemotherapy, like your radiation, laser focus on that, whatever they just did, point it out, give it back to them. Us pointing it out is us giving it back to them. They really hate it. I mean, they're taking all the books out of the thing because they hate that they have to feel the way they feel when Black people understand what was done to them. So now all those books have to be gone. Because we have to protect their feelings. Fuck our feelings. No, point out their gaping holes. So anyway, that was a long, weird analogy, but that's the best one I can come up with. And so I'm glad that Garcelle is able to point it out like a laser in real time. And then this
attack has a different meaning when it comes from a white woman to a Black woman. It just does.
And for the no panty wearing Erica Jane to be the voice of reason, you guys, really? Really, Erica? Erica, who literally spent all last season being so tone deaf towards the freaking and having zero empathy or compassion for the burn victims, right? Like, OMG. How is this even happening? That Erica Jane is helping call out Dorito? Wasn't her Dorito and Lisa Rinna all on the Fox 5 last season? Oh, but with Rinna gone, it looks like Erica is wanting to not be in the Dorito circle anymore. Kyle and Erica are both off Dorito this season. Did you notice that? Yes.
I think Dorit meant to hurt Garcelle, but it does.
And then we see even that. I don't think she meant to hurt Garcelle, but it does. So that also is a little out. Just because you don't mean to doesn't mean that it's okay that you did. You know what I'm saying? And she's been on the world and spinning around the freaking solar system long enough to understand what's going on in the world. She's been around long enough. So I feel like she does, in essence, totally understand what she just said. And again, for Erica to be the one to point it out and just say it straight out like that, I appreciated that. But I'm still not Team Erica.
Hurt Garcelle.
Garcelle, I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and I've offended you or upset you or any of it. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
Garcelle,
good.
honey,
Nope,
there's...
I'm good. I'm not here to educate you.
Ooh, wait. When she said that, I'm not here to educate you, because you know what? They really think that we are. They think that after they get called out on their racism, that then in your triggering moment, while you're upset, you're supposed to take time out of your life to then help them figure out their fucking life. No, bitch. Like I said, you were supposed to do that before you left the house. Don't come flicking your freaking pusses racism all over me. Fix that before you leave the house. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not here to freaking dress your racist wound. You better have PK suck that pus out, bitch. Come over here talking to me. No, I'm not here to educate you. And now she looks all forlorn. Oh my gosh. She's so forlorn now. Ugh.
Well, I think you have.
That's on you.
Okay.
I have no idea where this has come from.
And for her to still have no idea in her confessional. Aren't the confessionals shot very much after the scene? Like, because they don't really even know how it's going to get edited for them to have to confess about, right? So after that whole interaction happened during filming, now they come to her house, get her all glammed up so that she can tell her side of the story. And that bitch still has no idea. And can only make it that, oh, you must not like me because you're telling me how I hurt you. You must not like me. Is that crazy? Am I tripping?
Should know that all she needs to say is, Dorit, you know what?
And then some more shit that Garcelle should know. All she needs to do to make me not a racist is XYZ. See how there's zero accountability? There's nothing she needs to do personally in her world to edify her humanness. It's still up to her victim to help her be a complete human acting person. Girl, we don't have time for this shit.
That word really triggers me. I would...
Really? She just told you 2 weeks ago that she didn't feel safe mentioning her family around you laughing hens, you gaggling hens. And you told her to get over it. And now you're saying this bullshit. You see how it's all made up just to make her the victim of her own racism? You see that?
Immediately understand, apologize, and definitely not use that word again in the future.
I just said we were going back and forth. It wasn't just, it was playful, it was joking. We were all laughing about the situation.
It just felt like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women.
She was. To also just give people the benefit of the doubt.
So that is that part. Then what do you guys think about that? Like, how is it? Do you feel like it's Garcelle's responsibility to educate Dorito? Do you think Erica was right in helping Dorito? Do you think Garcelle was wrong? Because I've been seeing a lot of comments that is like, Garcelle is horrible. She's always bringing up all this race stuff. None of this ever came up on the show until she got here. Yeah, well, when you have the first Black woman in a room full of ladies that have gotten away with acting however they want to act for however many seasons before you had a Black woman, melanated goddess in the room, then obviously there's going to be an issue, right? Like, it's so bizarre. I don't understand. I'm going to drop the link. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about it with me, but I see you, Pinky. Paste. There we go. Pinky says, hell no. Hi, Naughty. Clear skin act out, right? Garcelle needs to stand 10 toes down on how she observed Dorit still had her jewelry. Yes, she better. I hope she better at the thing. And it's an observation. That's an excellent observation. You laugh at my sons. I have to get over it. I noticed that you still have all your jewelry after your freaking robbery. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference? What's the difference? No difference. Okay. So let's see. I just wanted to touch base on that. Oh, look, somebody came up. Pinky, the housewife. Happy Mary Pinky. How are you today?
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Like I said, my dad's passing is
Oh, wait.
making me
Let me
fall.
stop the echo. Now, can you hear me better?
Yeah, awesome. I was just saying my dad's passing. This is like day 10 since my dad passed. So
Oh,
I'm good, but I'm not. You know what I
not so
mean?
good. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. I'm
Me too.
sorry
Me
to
too.
hear
It was
that.
unexpected. It wasn't like a heart attack or anything. It was they said it was peaceful in his sleep, but I don't know how that goes with unexpected. I don't know. Anyway, but what did you think about all oh yeah, and how are you faring after your surgery?
Oh, girl, I'm still trying to heal up. When I say still trying to heal up, this is a long process, because they did 2 surgeries at the same time.
Oh, I didn't
They-
know.
Yeah, I went. Remember, I had was telling everybody I was going to have the surgery for the torn tendon. It
Right.
had torn from under my arm all the way down to my elbow. Right.
Oh my God.
Right, and it was hanging like a straw
Yeah.
on my arm, under my arm, and then when I got there for surgery, and then, remember they supposed to be doing the
Hey,
next
Naughty Love.
Naughty Love.
Hey,
Hey girl,
everybody.
they supposed to been doing the neck surgery first on the 17th, and then the torn tendon on the 21st. The neck surgery didn't get to happen because all my clearance didn't come through in time. So they went on and did the torn tendon. When I got in before I got in the operating room, the doctor came to the bed and said that, remember all those MRIs and X-rays you did? You also got a torn. He think I got my torn rotator cuff. He said, so if I a rotator cuff, there's a tear in it. I'm thinking, what? He said, yeah, he happened to see that. There's also a tear in your He said, so that's going to be 2 surgeries we're going to do. I'm not going to go in.
Lord
and
have
repair.
mercy, Pinky.
Right.
What were you doing carrying around your gold bars?
No, I'm always falling, but the dogs, you know how they always jump and knock me down and attack.
Oh yeah.
That big dog always got me on the floor.
Oh my God, my
But
dog.
I actually
my
fell,
mom has.
and I did that. And
That's
they
crazy.
said he's going to. It wouldn't be right for him to repair the tendon and not the rotator cuff. So
Well,
when
I'm
he got
glad
in
that
there,
he's a
not
smart
knowing there
doctor.
was 2 tears in that rotator cuff,
Lord have mercy.
and plus the tendon.
Lord, oh my gosh.
Right, and
It was
I
almost
have to
3
go
surgeries.
see. So I'm
It was
healing
almost
from that.
Miss Pinky, that was almost 3 surgeries if it was 2 tears in
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm dealing with both of those, and so it's from my top of my shoulder right up from my neck on down to my hand. I got 3 big cuts all over my.
Oh my
3 cuts on
God.
my shoulder and 1 down my muscle on your arm.
Yeah,
So it's a lot.
Right.
And then,
I can imagine.
right. I actually supposed to go on the 26th, the day after Christmas, to see the doctor for on the day after Christmas. I think like I was telling my husband, I think they're trying to go ahead and get that other neck surgery done before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
don't be surprised. And hi, Naughty Love.
Naughty Love's in the house. You guys make sure you go through and smash her buttons too. These are 2 awesome content creators. They're so positive, and I love both of them, and they're super intelligent and kind. And a person's heart speaks volumes, and they are both loud AF. Okay.
Yes. And look, it's Christmas Eve. Can you believe it? I got to go on my live and drag somebody sometime.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to the Martell of it all.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drag him.
Yeah, no, he needs to get dragged. That was so weird last night. We're gonna get into that story.
Right, but we're talking about these heifers on.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let Naughty speak.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm devastated. 10 days on earth without my father's presence, and it's so fucking weird. I'm like, so you're just supposed to never dial the number again? Like,
no.
Mm,
She's
It's
still
fucked
gonna
up.
do
And I
that.
was a daddy's
Dishonor
girl,
his
like I
memory.
said. My dad was so awesome. He was so strong. And I used to dance on his feet, and he would carry me on his arm, even though I was a big girl. And he was
Yeah.
just so awesome. And we would go shooting, and he was a
There's
carpenter,
nothing like
and
a
he taught me
daddy's
so
love.
much. And he always,
You know what I did? I started doing because I lost my dad when I was 16.
oh,
Ooh.
But I just started honoring his memory by doing things like that he used to love to do.
yeah, I've been doing a lot of that.
So
Like every day I'm trying to do something with the boys that he would have liked. We make his foods and we call it whatever it is. Like, oh, let's make some bob and toast. Oh,
yeah.
let's make some bob and fries. Cause like he had his certain little ingredients he would use. Let's make some
Mhm.
bob and spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm
And
trying
by
to be,
doing things like that, it just kind of still makes him feel a part of you.
yeah, well, I mean, he's everything now, you
Yeah.
know, he's back to Stardust. So, but
Yeah.
it's the avatar that I miss. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
that's what it is. And I guess that's, you know, in the Bible where it says, be in this world, but not of it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like just that whole thing about not being attached to what's in this world, all this material stuff, how you can't take it through the eye of the thing. A man can do something better than he can get into the kingdom of heaven with all that shit. Right. So
Right.
you can't take it with you. You can't take these people with you.
Mm-mm.
You can't take this money with you. All you can take is the energy that
Right.
you created and transmuted and connected. That's the only thing.
Right. That is true. You're exactly right about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
But what are your thoughts, Nadi, on the Beverly Hills? Did you love Garcelle?
You know I'm been a Garcelle fan forever.
Me
And she
too.
was a little slow to start at first, but now she is here for the business. Okay, she like, y'all not gonna keep
Yes.
having these
Yes. In real
microaggressions
time.
towards me.
Right. Right. That is
Dorit
true. I'm
tried
glad
it.
she's fighting back with her
Dorit
words.
tried it, and she got some. Why is Dorit on the show anyway? She's such a liar.
She's such a liar. They don't have no money. They're always in litigation. And she has no storyline.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's making up this fake BS against Garcelle.
Right.
Her storyline since Garcelle has come on has been, she just always is going after Garcelle. It's like so weird.
That is true. And I think because Garcelle don't let her be use that white privilege thing. Garcelle calls on that shit, and Garcelle see it, and she doesn't like that. You know how they don't like that.
No, she handled her though. She was like,
Right.
"It's not my job to educate you, Trick."
Ooh, I loved
Right.
it. And me and Pinky were going on about how, did you notice how when she looked around the room for somebody to help her, nobody would help her?
Right.
Because they don't want to be attached and caught up into that.
Right. Because look, she looking around. It's like, I need help. Somebody help me. She's looking around trying to let somebody catch that eye. You know how you do that eye thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't nobody getting in that. It's like, oh, no, girl, I'm going to fall back on this one. I'll let you handle this by yourself.
That is crazy. I'm just so thankful that she did that. I was grateful that Erica Jane, the most tone deaf person on set, actually knew what key to sing in that moment. She hit the nail on the head. She's like, because you're white, Dorit. You're white. And when you say stuff like that to a black lady, it's viewed differently.
You're getting ready to get ate up, heifer.
Ooh, she was on one. I was like, yes. Well, we don't have to stay on that much longer. I mean, it did already happen. But let's look at, what's the next thing? Was Love and Marriage Huntsville. Did you guys see that last night?
Yes, we did.
I hate to tell you, Curves, but I just don't even indulge anymore. Like, I can't with those people.
Well, after last night and them going on a time warp for like, how long was that? A half hour fight that we've heard 80,000 times. What needs to happen on there is Martell is always the one going back on a time warp. Right. He brings up this stuff. It's the only thing he can talk about. He has nothing going on. He hasn't passed the builder's license yet, so we can't talk about that.
He can't talk about
He doesn't have anywhere to live, so we can't talk about that.
Oh, I can't wait to tell y'all some stuff.
Is he living with his baby mama?
You know, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't care. but he doesn't have anything going on. That's why the only thing he talks
He
about
doesn't have a storyline.
No, he doesn't. And can I say one thing?
Yeah,
Martell, that creature, that little buddy was the biggest biatch. He was like, you're a biatch. You're a biatch. He was the biggest one on the show. He made that whole episode about him.
yes.
He took the spotlight off Kimmy so quick and threw it on himself and wrapped himself around with it so tight, girl, it was all up in his drawers. He
You know
was
what's
the
also
biggest
so
bee
weird?
I ever seen. He acted
Why
like a
is it
big
that
bee.
didn't Melody literally go to the Fletchers and she was like, please don't put us together. Don't make
She
this
did
about
say that.
us. And that's all Nell did. I'm like, is Nell a op? Is Nell really Melody's friend? Because how does your friend get to the house? But everybody was mad at Kiki for something in Houston. But I would have been mad at Nell because Nell got pulled to the side by Melody and was like, look, I don't want you guys putting us together. Nothing's ever going to happen.
Right.
And then she puts them on the trust thing together.
Right.
And then she wants them to talk about it. And then she
right.
goes in there.
She actually told them when she first walked in there, do not put us together. Do not team us up together. Do not. And they did it the first chance they got.
Yes. So I'm like, is Nell and Op? What are your thoughts?
I don't trust Nell for that I can throw her. I really don't. I really don't. Nell, she
there's something about her. There's like, I like her, but there's something about her. And the something is like, I'm at this point, I'm looking at her like she's Jackie Christie. Because if your own kids don't even like you, then there has to be something to that. You know how, remember that happened with Jackie Christie and her oldest daughter?
Jackie Christie with her own daughter. Yeah.
Yes. And in the Fletcher's household, they did have that whole dysfunction episode where they showed us the interactions and how she doesn't get along with her own kids. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's because you're an op. Maybe she's done some oppish type behavior towards her own children.
Right. And I don't think her kids are ready for TV. You know why? Because they are raw. They're going to tell it like it is, and they ain't going to hold back. And mama, you ain't right. You're getting ready to get exposed on national TV because I'm going to tell it.
Yeah. Well, I did catch last night's episode.
I did too.
And also last night, I'm like, is it me? I'm sitting there talking to my husband about it. He doesn't watch this crap. And he has to listen to it because he's in
I watched it twice.
But I was like, is it me? Or, you know how sometimes you can feel like, I have this thing where I'm like, why is it sometimes where there'll be a problem and it seems like a clear person will look for the nearest melanated person to blame. That's the reason we have this problem. Like the nearest one, it doesn't even have to matter. Just the nearest one is going to get the blame, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, to me, on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Melody is the Black person because Marceau, Letitia, Kimmy, the other one, Maurice, Nell, all of them, as soon as there's a problem, they somehow bring up Melody's name.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a problem, they're like, oh, it's raining. And they'll be like, well, Melody did da-da-da-da-da. She planned the trip for today and da-da. You know what I mean? It would just be some weird thing about how to bring Melody into it. And that happened several times last night. Like, are you mad at Kiki or are you mad that Nell said Melody knew? You know what I mean? Like, pick a side. I just don't even understand. I can see why Naughty stopped watching this. It's like spinning my head. All the gas in the room, all these old stories. You can't figure out who's really for you and who's not. I wouldn't feel safe on a trip with these people. You'll end up at the bottom of the freaking patio with scratches and a broke neck and everybody went home. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just don't understand. She did that several times last night, Letitia, when she started. Here it is. I'll play this little scene.
What chance? What's up? No good. Well, okay, so we kind of feel she and Nelly have a conversation because he was a blind.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's not cool.
I get it. I think it was definitely worth the competition prior to coming in.
Are you gonna come back in? Want to come back in the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna gather myself and then I come back in.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, I mean, I felt like everybody just don't want nobody to pack up and leave. Don't promise me. So why she?
Hey, baby girl, you good?
Mm-hmm.
You upset?
Yeah. Just feel played, you know.
It's still played, but it's all right.
No, it's at the end of the day, y'all. They'll talk to her and Mel talk to her, so you knew she was coming, and neither one of y'all said anything to me about that.
Okay, do this. Give people a chance.
You see how that happened? Nell is the host of the trip. Nell invited Kiki. Kiki gets there. Nell says, I had talked to Melody and made it sound like it was about her coming on this trip. So the implication was clear. And now, but the problem is Kiki. So why is it now that Mel is brought into it? Because Tink is obsessed. She wants to wear Melody's skin. She would wear Melody in a second if she could fit that size.
Well, okay, Tish. You kind of feel she and Nelly have a conversation because he was blindsided by that.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I get it.
I think it was definitely worth the competition prior to coming in.
Are you gonna come back in? Want to come back in the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna gather myself and then I come back in.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, I mean, I felt like everybody just then was receptive when she was talking. I don't know where they went to.
They're coming back. You just need to gather. So.
Can you hold this down? I'm gonna go talk to Tish and Marsha. Yeah, I'll be back. Do y'all want her here?
Right on, Naughty. Thanks for coming back. Mamere!
I really didn't agree.
Happy Mary.
I know she said she was spoken with Dale. But Totally was against it. Me and him has been arguing about it.
I don't think it's to understand our relationship.
Well, Mel is very aware of our relationship. And I feel blindsided and betrayed.
You hear her? Right there. So, yeah, I have a problem with you, Nell. But Mel knew the status of our relationship. So she's always just like freaking quicksand with Melody. How is she to blame?
You're new. You may not know. However, I would have expected a conversation from you just to let me know, hey, your cousin reached out to me, and I want to make sure you feel comfortable.
But I'm most definitely not going to allow anyone to dictate whether especially not them, where I can and can't go.
Well, that's the energy I didn't want. So now it seems like that energy is here. We all finna be divided again, and we can't move forward. Like,
Can I ask you something now? You said you talked to Tisha. Did she tell you it was a no?
pretty much.
Yes, you remember when you were having some issues and you didn't be around
I mean, I'm not saying y'all were wrong at all. I just wanted
Oh, look. And then for Marceau to be like, oh, remember when you were having issues and you didn't? Yeah, you still put me around that fool every chance you get and suggest that we get back together. You know what I mean? So like, even when she had that wish, it was never respected or honored. Let's go. I was trying to look for this other place.
That's the show is dead.
Yeah, like they're just
Without
like,
Mel, like Melody needs to just go and get her own deal away from them.
yeah, and I feel like that's true, but also I do not want a Mariah Huck pulled on her. She needs to stay. The people that don't like the person who created the shit need to go create something they like.
I know, but what is the show without her?
Exactly. It's a hot shit
So
show
if
right
she
now.
goes and gets
Right.
her own,
But
where
But
does
then
that
she
leave
still
them?
leaves. But then she still leaves bread on their table that she made. I'm
Right.
never gonna
I
walk
think
away
the show
from the
will go
bread I
downhill
made.
after that.
But you
I
know,
would
even
just
if Melanie is working on something, she's not going to let them know until it's done.
yes, she does. She holds all her cards very
Melanie
close
walks
to the
I
in
just think her
silence.
power move is to just leave. Because really think about it. I'm not really interested in the rest of them.
We have a conversation, and I say,
Yeah.
see all that was happening? Right? And I didn't see all that. You guys.
Here, we can keep talking. I was trying to get to the other part. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people agree with you, Nadi. And I've heard that said before, that Melody should walk away.
But
Yeah,
that's
no,
her. That's
that
her
that
show.
doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't, you know why? Yeah, it just doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense that the creator should walk away from the creation. If I was her, I would pull a God first. I would flood all that shit. Nobody gets nothing.
Look,
Nothing.
Carlos King walked away. He don't even talk about the show on his YouTube channel too much.
But
He still
Carlos
does
King
love it
knows
very
where
much,
his
though.
blood money is too. He came back trying to get back in Melanie's good graces.
Marceau?
Huh?
Marceau, you said?
No, CK. He's trying to get back. He's getting back into Melanie's good graces. If you notice, it's almost like he dumped his boyfriend Martell, allegedly, in my opinion. But he's trying to get back in Melanie's good graces because he done a lot of things with her, having her announce him in this and do this, and then his this other thing that he's trying to create, his pod show thing, and with her as his first guest and everything.
Right.
He's kicking it off by announcing her that she's going to be there as his first guest because he knows she's going to grow a big crowd. And when she
here it is, you're see, that's what you're talking about. That
right there.
He's doing a podcast and Melody's going on with
on tour with him, and he's going to do a tour, and Melody is going to be his first person to kick it off because he knows that's a big draw, and because you put Melody's name on anything, people gonna come no matter where they at.
I think it's best for her to walk away because her brand is so huge right now.
Yeah.
And where's the rest of their brands? You know what I mean? Like the show is just not interesting. But Melody, she had that whole temper tantrum, like calling out bloggers and stuff like that.
That wasn't a temper tantrum. Okay, I'm sorry. How was that a temper tantrum?
I'm just saying, at this point, I'm like so sick of the Martell and her dynamic and the side chick who's going to be forever the side chick. And it's just like, where does it end? Where does it end? I mean, at this point, I say your glow up will be better if you get away from this toxicity, because it's like every season they're trying to drag her and she's in tears. And it's just like, is it worth it? Like, I could walk away and have peace, me and my children.
But she have taken back her reign this season. She took off the gloves and she is letting everybody fall where they fall. She is going at it with them. She don't hold nothing back, and she's letting you know exactly what everybody's been all their faults. So when they come at her, she just let them have it.
And then I guess the other reason why she says is that's the way she maintains control, like, and keeping it, because as soon as she goes, the side chick is gonna come on. You know it.
Yeah, and that's why I would stay also. That bitch would never come on anything I created. And if the only way to keep you off is for me to come on and have to interact with the buffoon that used to be my baby daddy, then I can stand that. I mean, I guess the checks are all clearing. So
but you know she's not going to come on. Side chick is never going to be given the green light on. Everything about her is just Martell and Marceau playing games with her. It's fake, but she's never going to be on the show.
Right. And then all of this stuff keeps coming up that's off the screen, on the screen, but they have not brought up any of the revenge piece stuff. And that's really interesting too, that people feel like Carlos has not protected Melody, but Melody must feel a whole other way if she's going to support him in a podcast. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
maybe he's letting her deal with it the way she needs to deal with it.
The franchises, like, they tried to branch off into what? DC? Not DC. Well, yeah, DC.
Yeah, DC.
That lasted what? 2 seasons?
It's still on. They got rid of Monique and then went on a hiatus, and now they're back. And the people that were the worst enemies are now the best of friends. And so it's weird. It's weird.
And I love DC though.
Yeah, I was trying to like it. I tried to like it, but I don't know. I don't know why.
I guess I like it because I started watching it from the first moment it started, and I haven't missed an episode. But I like I like it because they got real jobs. They're doing real things. They're not like the Scotts and the Martells on the show.
Right.
They really got jobs and stuff.
You said you had a scoop for us, Pinky. What was your scoop?
What was that question?
I thought you said earlier you were like, ooh, wait till you hear what you said.
On Martell. I've been working on it today, and it's crazy. I'm going to finish working on it, and I've been trying to debate: do I want to? Because I just want to, you know how you just want to be bring out one of the demons
Yeah.
for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I woke up feeling good this morning, which is hard.
You woke
with
up
all the
feeling like
pain I
fighting
be in.
demons.
So I said, I said, I'm gonna go on expose one of the demons today. So I was trying to debate: should I do Marceau the day, since I got information on him, or do I want to do that Martell? I don't know. But but I need to do the show. I need to talk about the show. But I just want to go on a petty moment for the day.
Yeah, well, definitely expose
just
him if there's something to expose.
Huh?
I said definitely expose something if there's something to expose. Everybody make sure your bell rung.
But everybody was telling me it's Christmas Eve. Nobody gonna listen. I said, oh, they'll listen
No,
to
people.
this one.
That's part of why I went live. I was like, the streets of YouTube were a little quiet. I was like, let me just hurry
they'll
and go
listen to
live.
this because
I was live a little while ago. I made my 2K.
You did? Congratulations!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay!
Congratulations on it.
That is awesome.
You know what? You made it for Christmas. That way you always remember.
Yeah.
Like I was monetized on the 4th of July. The day after the 4th of July, right after. Because I filled out the paperwork on July 4th of July, and the next day I was monetized. So I always remember that, and the fact that you was just hit your 2K, you always remember it because it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah, yep, and it was the same time last year when I got my 1K. So
see that, girl, you're Christmas. You hit your stuff on Christmas around the Christmas time. That's hot.
Yeah,
that's excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That means God is trying to tell you something.
450 more to 2,000 over here, but we're slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, so that's how I am too, Curves. You know, I'm not in any competition with anyone. I'm just running my race.
Okay, let's see. We can switch off of Leavenmere Tunstall because we all agree it's pretty much a cluster F right now.
Check it out, Mom. I'm still cooking.
Yeah, it's pretty much so freaking weird. Let's see.
Yeah.
And then who else do we have on the docket? Oh, okay. We're gonna have to go here. I'm sorry, you guys, but you know we've been following the story of Real Housewives. I mean, of Dr. Jackie, rather.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And she first we did the story on what she said. Then we did the story on Buffy blowing up her spot. Then we did another follow-up because she finally did an apology, plus her castmates were speaking out on her behalf.
Yeah.
Now, finally, Dr. Jackie herself has...
She should have a revelation.
Yep, she had a revelation.
That was you see how she tried to look regular? See how she pulled her hair back? No makeup, no false eyelashes, trying to look regular.
Yeah, no fancy glasses. Right. It's like she's just raw. No fancy glasses to hide her. None of that.
Right.
But
and no makeup on, no lipstick, and pulled her hair back. She didn't have it have that lace front flying.
And somebody said she had this prayer cloth on her lap.
Right. And look at the pants she got on. Look like she got them pants at Walmart or something. You see what she's trying to do? Make herself look normal.
Like I just want to look at this.
She ain't got on no name brand stuff.
She's not looking at us at all, you guys.
No,
I think
she's not.
I was so glad to see she did an apology, and then I saw she was reading it, and I was like, I even went to her messages, and I was like, well, your apology's accepted. People just wanted you to take accountability and stuff. And the more that I look at it, I'm like, you shouldn't have read it though.
Right.
Because
she was reading
after waiting so long,
or something.
It wasn't even such a complicated apology that it warranted reading. Like you couldn't remember those words or put those words together for you without having to read it.
See, Dr. Jackie is really emotionally disconnected. And I think it's hard for her. Like, she keeps so much bottled up all the time.
Right.
And it just comes across programmed and rehearsed. And people just want Dr. Jackie to show up and just be her.
Right. And,
You know?
and she haven't looked at us at all. She too busy reading. And if she looked in the camera and looked and let us see her instead of all this fake, and she ain't even got on no nails. You see that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, but
Look
she
at her
never
nails.
wears nails. She's not a nail wearer.
I think she should have just left it at her statement. At least that was better than us watching her read.
I'm taking a much needed pause
Yeah.
to address comments that I made during the
And
2020
she's
live.
reading that heifer. Oh, I'm sorry.
First and most importantly, to Black women and mothers, including your friends, families, and the medical community who cares for you. Because my words left you hurt and feeling unsupported, I want you to know I hear you, I see you, I believe you, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I am brokenhearted over this. The guilt and reality that I have hurt and offended people, especially Black women, and some of my own patients, pains me to my core. As I look back over the 2-hour video again and again, I admit that I used the wrong words and descriptions to properly convey my concerns regarding.
Wait a minute. Did she just backpedal in the middle of her freaking apology?
She's doing the backstroke.
She just said, I watched it. I'm sorry for what I said. And then she said, I watched it again and again, the 2-hour video, and I used the wrong words to properly convey. You guys. I agree that she's like one of those analytical people. I have some friends that like that are just
detached from emotion.
Yeah, they just are like cut dry. This is what it is. This is what it's not. They don't really have that emotional muscle like how other people do require. And it's almost savantish. You know what I mean? Like the awkwardly social thing that happens with, spectrum people. You know what I'm saying? You know that? Where you're just like awkward in social inset. Like for her to not understand that to say you're sorry about your wrong words, but they properly conveyed some shit that basically said Black ladies are over exaggerators, complainers, and try to just use pregnancy to stop working.
Right.
That's what she freaking said.
Exactly what she said.
How is that a proper conveyance?
She said we're lazy. In my words, if you break down what she said, Black women are over dramatic. They're lazy. They don't want to go to work, and they keep playing that wolf game, cry wolf, because they don't want to go to work.
Right.
But a lot of them can't be like you, Dr. Jackie. They need to go to work so they can get paid.
That is crazy.
Stay at home. And not every.
I think the big concern here is the fact that she attached a race to it. Like, because there's people like that in all races across that's always trying to get over and things like that. So that was just even more of like a low blow. Like, really? Just sitting up with Kamala Harris talking about Black maternal mortality rate. But now they are the biggest. And then also the stereotype that we are not believed when we say we're in pain. Like I even had an experience where I had to go to the hospital and get stitches. And, I had a traumatizing situation. I simply asked for a muscle relaxer. And she treated me like I asked. I requested some type of pain pill, and I'm like, "Excuse you, I've been in pharmaceutical this many years or whatever. I just went through this traumatizing situation. You're not going to dictate what I need, and I'm not asking you for pain pills. I'm not fishing for pills or anything like that. I simply asked for a muscle relaxer. You understand?"
Right. Yeah, and they act like you're a freaking crackhead. I had a nerve exposed in my freaking mouth, and they gave me Tylenol.
Oh my Lord, you are kidding.
Yeah. And when I asked for something stronger, then I got flagged. I was like, I literally have a nerve in my mouth, sir.
Excuse me, why am I being held accountable for the opioid crisis that you
created?
caused,
Yeah.
that you created? I have to be held accountable.
Oh, Mademoiselle says it's crazy because she seemed to distance herself in her white supremacy talking points about Black people. It's kind of sad how Black people who make it to the top start talking like a racist white person. That's true.
Those exactly. Her words did sound like she was talking those same words that she used. That's what you hear from clear-skinned doctors when they're talking about or to a Black patient. She talks to them like that. She used those same words. Those are the same words white doctors use when they're talking about their Black patients. And she said it so perfectly, like she's been using that all the time. It didn't sound like she just made a wrong statement. She said those words too comfortably. They came out of her mouth they flowed too easily out of her mouth. She's been using that.
And with the way that they were on quad about being ghetto and not the right kind of what, and it kind of fits into that narrative too, where she thinks that people are supposed to act a certain way, look a certain way, talk a certain way, and if they don't, then they're a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how when the ladies want to just yell it out and get it out the way they need to process, that's wrong. We need to go have a lemonade thing, and anybody who's holding the lemon is the only one that can talk is the right way.
But it just came off very judgmental. It came off very judgmental and presumptive.
Yeah.
Like,
but
who are you to
she
tell me? You know what I mean? It's your job to investigate, to figure out what's going on with me, not to judge whether my pain is at a level. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, are you my psychiatrist or are you my doctor?
So I just feel like she was just really speaking out of turn in her slip and showing, period.
Right.
And she has a history of making these type of mistakes, i.e. Buffy. Okay, even though I feel like Buffy's a bitter Betty at this point, but
she is. Oh my God, we were going to talk about that too, because she is
Buffy
so happy this morning. Let me tell you this real quick. She was so pleased with herself because she's the one that made all this go viral with the last statement and all of that stuff. And then she followed it up with a 5-minute story about her interactions. And then she replayed the clip where Mariah loves her. Like, she's just loving. She's sopping up this extra 15 minutes of fame with a biscuit, girl. And she is loving it. So this morning, after Dr. Jackie's apology, Buffy Purcell was doing a live to her playing cards at her house, you guys, with Christmas carols. Nobody cares. But she is so like on one that she's like sharing that part now. And I'm just like, I don't know. I felt like it was a ha 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 to Jackie. Like, I'm sitting here living my best morning. And,
and Jackie being ate alive.
Yeah. And I was like, Buffy, go sit down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mamere says, well, I am a Cree French girl. And yes, I did try to get out of work when I was pregnant. I wanted to lie on my couch and eat Skittles. And that is your prerogative. You know what I mean? That's the point of the story that we're saying. If a woman goes to the doctor and says that she's in any type of pain or not, like I used to be able to go to my doctor and be like, look, doc, I really just need some days off. Like I need some mental health days. And she'd be like, okay, girl.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But then I had another doctor that I would try to do that shit with. And they were like, oh, I can only do that if there's a real problem. You know what I mean? So it just depends on who it is. But I think that everybody should be able to lie on their couch and eat Skittles, but only the European Skittles because they don't use the same harmful dyes that we use. Okay. Bernice says she can take those white women's tears and go somewhere because you just validated the treatment Black women in medicine. You gave the white doctors, I see, a told you so, right? Her words and treatment of her patients are so upsetting. I didn't even see all the stories. I only caught that one that she was sure that her mandatory C-section for the baby allegedly having low birth weight was responsible for his developmental issues. And other people were like, oh, I'm ready to come out with my story. I'm ready to come out. And that's the thing, like this whole Me Too movement, waiting years later, like I said earlier with Garcelle, how pleased I am that in real time, she laser focused her chemotherapy treatment on the cancer of racism in real time to have it dealt with. I'd appreciate if in real time, we try to deal with everything. It gets really convoluted and confusing 20 years later, 10 years later, a moment later. It gets just like a dog. You have to correct a dog in real time or he don't know what you're beating him for. He has no idea why he just got the rolled up newspaper and his nose in the carpet if it didn't just happen.
Right.
So that's just my feeling on that. Here's the rest of her apology.
Maternal mortality related to women of color. But the fact is, we must do more because we are still dying more. If I could say it all over again, here's how I'd say it. When experiencing a health matter, keep a log of your concerns and symptoms so that you can provide them accurately to your physician. Have a buddy sit.
Accurately means so you can't lie.
Right.
Someone who can advocate for you when you're with a physician.
Bring a person who can be the voice of reason when you're sounding hysterical and I don't want to believe you. So they can advocate for you on your behalf.
Especially when pregnant. Know that a second and third opinion is not just sometimes warranted, but necessary.
So next time I offer somebody a 2-week early C-section and it ends up causing developmental disabilities, allegedly, then maybe you should have gotten their second opinion, which is always your right.
I thank you for taking out time from your holiday to tune into my apology and my self-dedication to Black women and healthcare. I've been shaken and moved to be better. Happy holidays to you and yours. I'm taking a much needed pause to address comments that I made during a 2020 live interview with one of my castmates.
What's the point of bringing up the date? It happens.
Because she wants you to know how long it's been.
Make it seem like old. Like 3 years ago is old.
And y'all just talking about it now?
Yeah.
And most importantly, to Black women and mothers, including your friends, families, and the medical community who cares for you. Because my words left you hurt and feeling unsupported, I want you to know I hear you.
Not one tear.
I, me. That is how you take accountability, is by hyper focusing on yourself. Don't put it out there. So, okay.
I believe you, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I am brokenhearted over this.
And I imagine why is because, like Joanne said, you're trying to avoid the class actions coming. Okay? What's good, Satra? Happy Christmas Eve. Apologies, I can't keep up. Okay, look at this. So remember when they all assumed Quad started the fight with Lisa Nicole?
Right.
And even Andy brought last Watch What Happens Live that Quad background checked Lisa. But Lisa had done it to her first. Yep, that's true. Yeah, she's reading from a freaking teleprompter. Look, like she's not, that's why I have it so big. She only looks up with one eye for a split second twice.
That means she should have practiced that teleprompter so she can.
That I have hurt and offended people, especially Black women, and some of my own patients, pains me to my core. As I look back over the 2-hour video again and again, I admit that I used the wrong words and descriptions to properly convey my concerns regarding.
That just became the kind of apology of, well, if you feel like I did you harm, Buffy, by saying you were infertile in the room full of everybody, then I apologize for that.
She never apologized to Buffy on a real moment.
Well, that's what they're saying. And I feel like she did apologize on the show several times. But Buffy just never felt like it was enough, like, because it always
So
comes
she
to
said, I'm done with it. She said, I apologize, but I'm done with it.
because
Like
it was
that.
the third
Done with it.
time. That had been like the third time that Buffy brought it up, and she's like, I'm done with it now. And I felt like that was fair, but not fair because she obviously didn't get it the way she needed it. But also, who are you to say how I apologize? Who are we to say how Dr. Jackie's supposed to apologize, you guys? Why can't we just let this be her apology? Even though she properly conveyed that Black women are lazy and lie a lot and da 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 da. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying
I
to
just feel like here we are again in the same position. What's going on? Why aren't you learning the lesson?
But it's her lesson to learn. You know how I love that. It's her lesson to learn. We're pointing it out to her. We're being her laser therapy. She's doing a form of healing by saying that she gets it and apologizing. So do you think it's enough to let go and let whatever happens to her happen? Or should we continue to talk on it, harp on it, let Buffy have her, you know what I mean? Like, how much longer are we going to drag Jackie is my wondering.
You know, I kind of like, because that one example where the woman came forward and said that she was induced very early and her child has developmental delays. I love the way she came forward. She was straight, concise, to the point. She named the name. She didn't play games with the public and create this whole game of Clue. All right. She stood on it. And this is the reason why we're getting this public live apology, because Dr. Jackie would have left it at just like that little post that she put out there. Or whatever. But once someone came forward and actually said, oh, Dr. Jackie isn't perfect, and I don't feel like she gave me the best of care. Now you want to eat a piece of humble pie and drop a couple of tears. It's just like, I wish she just said anything.
Yeah, for sure. Satra says, is Dr. Jackie cockeyed or have a glass eye? Well, that's what I'm saying. No, she has an ability to move one eye to kind of look up while she reads with the other eye, Satra. That's a superpower, because both my eyes go the same way most of the time.
Both of mine go. I'm sitting here trying to do that now, and I can't do that.
One eye is gonna move around real good, but that other one stays still.
Stay still.
Because we are still dying more. If I could
it's not called lazy eye, is it?
Here's how I see
it. Oh, and let's not forget the lesson that she had to give us at the end of it all. Like, how dare you?
Yeah. Like, now, you're all gonna try to be in a position of power over us, like you know every motherfucking thing.
Exactly. Like, we know what to do when we go to the doctors, but do you know how to act when we come?
Yeah.
Her bedside manner is horrible.
Well, Simply Steph, hey, thanks for coming through, says, what do y'all want the lady to say? If she just spoke off the cuff and left stuff out, people would still complain. Half the people complaining don't even watch the show. She apologized at the reunion again. And that's what I've been saying, Steph. You mean you're talking about the Buffy situation, right? She apologized at the reunion. She apologized in real time on the show.
Already.
Buffy is the one who's bringing it up incessantly 3 years later. Buffy's the one that's trying to have her license affected. Buffy's the one that would love that this story got so much traction, because now she gets quicksanded in to the horrible treatment that Dr. Jackie's literal patients got. Buffy wasn't a patient, you guys, but now she's feeling like she gets quicksanded in to that actual treatment. And I feel like Buffy needs to just grab on to the lowest tree branch she can find and pull herself out of the quicksand. I mean, look, I'm not sure. All these people that have been losing all this weight on Ozempic and Ouija Boy and Mounjaro and semaglutide and whatever else is out there. Look, isn't the rumor that nothing tastes as good as skinny feels? And all these skinny bitches are bitter as F. They have nothing to do but complain. They're not happy at all. Did you notice Kyle finally lost weight, crying every day, complaining? And now
I need to lose weight.
Right? And Buffy lost all this weight and she's hyper focused on some bullshit that makes her complain all day, go be happy with your new thigh gap. Go be happy. Everybody apologize. I feel like a lot of us also are literally doing the best we can, moment to moment. So that day she was joning with Dr. Heavenly. She felt like she could say things in an open way on that platform. And she's talking and she's being cool. But that was a messed up message. And she's apologizing for that messed up message. I feel like we could get off her neck if she didn't harm us and let the people who feel literally harmed as her patients move forward with this. But I'm willing to let Jackie off the hook personally. I personally am.
I'm good. I'm good off of this. Like,
yeah, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I think so. Maybe in her God complex ego, and ego is edging God out, right? So in her complex of feeling like she's so right and mighty and high on mighty on being right on morals, on that kind of stuff all the time, that yeah, it is killing her to find out that, hey, look, my ass stinks. My farts all smell like shit. Oh my God.
When Dr. Jackie acts out like this, it's when Curtis is like skipping town, okay? So like, where's Curtis? Okay?
Yeah, where's Curtis? Like, I wish Curtis was sitting beside her in this.
I don't think
maybe
Curtis
like
he's somewhere off doing his own thing.
yeah. And that could, you know, her very bookish linear ways could also be why he needed somebody that pushed it back. I'm not saying things are right. I'm just saying that sometimes you go search for what you don't have. Sometimes.
Well, you know, just knowing he's a basketball coach, that's enough for me. They live that lifestyle.
Yeah, Juan Dixon. Yeah. Don Juan Dixon, right?
Yeah, for the life
Joanne said Bucky wears me out, honestly. So now that she's extra vindicated, I'm like, yay for you, but I can't hear exactly, girl. Like, why were you live streaming your card game this morning? Like, that's just like, okay, whatever. Yes, that's exactly what she was talking about. The multiple apologies on the show, followed up with the apology at the reunion. Corey says, Vile's husband is out in the streets, totally disrespecting her with social media influencer. You know, is he? I mean, or is Kyle and him playing in our faces because the dictators are coming after all their money? I'm not sure what's really going on, but how you can be on a show for how many seasons now? 13, 14, 15, 18? And never not once get caught up by paparazzi with all the alleged mistresses and whatever. And now all of a sudden, everywhere you go, the paparazzi is able to get a picture of you. That's because you're calling them. That's because you need some pictures to go along with this fake story that you're trying to push us, that you and Kyle are no more. But it's only conveniently after the alleged baby, the porn baby, and the alleged suit from the dictator and all that money they're about to have to explain they made off of that freaking transaction. So I feel like I'm still holding to my guns that they are playing in our face, and Kyle, Vile Kyle, is playing a role, and everybody's like, she doesn't act that good, but she does act that bad. And this is really bad acting, you guys. If you look at it, it's really bad acting, actually, because not with more. It's all just confusion, smoke, and mirrors. Think about it.
It's Hollywood. Hollywood is. Hollywood is so fake. Yeah,
it's so fake. And then how now Kathy has a tattoo to confuse us further. You see that? So Kathy gets a tattoo, and after Kathy gets a tattoo, now Mauricio has been with the Brazilian pop star, the social media influencer, and the something else. Really? Right. Okay. On level 8, all of this shit spells conspiracy because he's covering up for something else. Okay. Too many things. It's too much smoke.
They acting like they're not together because he's trying to protect her.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk. How do you feel like he's trying to protect her, Naughty?
But I thought she was seeing somebody. Kyle was seeing somebody, a woman, wasn't she?
Well, financially, if it looks like they're breaking up.
Yep. And her crying about her best friend offing herself And also mentioning that the lady was the beneficiary on her insurance policies. That was weird.
Yeah.
What?
Wasn't that weird? Like, you have 5 daughters, a husband, a sister,
Right.
some
All
cousins,
these people.
like, and you made your best friend the beneficiaries?
That don't make no sense.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
That don't make no sense. And no matter when I wake up in the morning, that still ain't gonna make no sense to me.
And
So
why did
somebody
she
got to make
say
it make
that
sense.
on camera?
Yeah.
That don't make
Everything
no
they do
sense.
is plotted. Think about how little we've gotten from Kyle ever, right?
Right.
And then that scene also was fake because you've really been seeing him for so long, but didn't he leave by saying it was nice to meet you? Just like when the Nika went to go get the fertility special doctor, like they're alleging that they've been pretending in our face that they've been trying to get pregnant, but then the fertility doctor leaves the room talking about, oh, it was nice to meet you. Because the first time they've been in there.
Right. Something fishy. Something ain't adding up.
So you think that he's trying to protect her from this whole money situation with the dictator? Nutty.
Huh?
You think that he's trying to protect her financially with the dictator situation?
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
Caught up in it. He got to hide the money somewhere.
And if you aren't together, then
she could be held liable.
Yes, exactly.
The same thing Erica Jane going through.
Right. And that's also the same thing where she can't leave because then she has to testify against him also. So if they're just in a long, drawn out divorce, then she doesn't have to testify against him, but she can also be maneuvering assets in a way to protect herself.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding.
So yeah, I feel like this right here, Corey, thank you coming through, is part of the smoke. Jackie should have put her big old foot in her. Go ahead.
How do you feel about the Erica Jane and Denise Richards showdown?
So, okay, we talked about that, and I feel like it was wrong for Erica to go there. I'm totally team Denise because what she's talking about, what she said she was talking about, who knows what the hell Denise was talking about. What she said in that moment, she was talking about was when Erica, and when she said it on the episode, I was appalled. I was like, ugh, I felt disgusted when she suggested that Denise Richards' 14-year-old daughter not only engaged in trains and having sex with multiple people at a time at the age of 14, but enjoyed it. Like, I was like appalled that all the other women pulled a Jax and just laughed. Nobody checked her on it. Nobody said it was disgusting and wrong. They laughed. Yeah. And when Denise and her had made up, I thought they squashed something, fine.
Yeah.
But now if you're going to bring up my $7 bundle of pictures, then maybe I am mad about that some more. But I really think that Denise just pulled that out of the air because she had to say something in that moment. And so she's like, well, what you said about Sammy really upset me. Or whatever the girl's name was. And she's like, oh, well, who makes more money on OnlyFans? So right there, look, bitch, Erica Jane, no panty wearing Jane.
Yeah.
You and your copper son. Let's put his picture up here real quick because I love doing this. Erica Jane son, because we can't even mention that bitch's son. We can't even mention him.
I can't wait to see her son.
We can't even mention him. We don't even know his name really, except for that it's Tommy.
Never said his name. I just know he's a police officer.
The one time Eileen Davidson brought up, she said, oh, and your son, Erica's veins, all her veins popped out in her neck, her forehead. Don't you mention my son. Don't you mention my son. And then the only other time he got brought up was to explain why they didn't call the freaking authorities when her husband rolled down the hill.
Right. Her husband rolled down.
So if we can only
none of that made any sense though.
We can only mention your grown man son twice. And you can bring up her 14-year-old daughter. You can cut out the 14-year-old son. You can say you want to sleep with Garcelle's other son. You can talk like that about Sammy and double down on it while she's an adult. No, bitch. You don't get to do that. And anybody that says, oh, well, like, because at first I almost got talked into believing that.
But nobody can talk about her son.
Right. Nobody. But if we can't talk about yours, you can't talk about anybody else's, period. And that's on period. So I am Team Denise in this because we can't talk about the boy in blue.
That's how I felt too. And no, and nobody checked her. Do you think they didn't check her because they're scared of her?
Yeah.
What is
it? When Erica gets mad, her veins pop out. She go into a different zone. It's almost like she's from outer space or somewhere.
Did you hear that? She did a cover to a song and she was completely dismissed.
Oh yeah, lip syncing.
Yes.
What happened?
She did a cover to a song and I forget the name of the artist she was trying to imitate, but the artist came back and was like, oh, I didn't even know who this was. Like, she's washed up.
Yeah, the only time we saw Curtis was at Dr. G's bachelor party, right?
Yeah. I don't think Curtis wants to film with the women.
I don't know. Mo is always such a smiley dude that I'm not sure. Who knows what Mo is thinking? He's just like, I mean, he's an asshole and everything, but he doesn't look like it's fake. But all he's doing is standing there. Like, I mean, I don't know. Merry Christmas. It doesn't need to be brushed away if someone's hidden in Ireland complaints about it this good. Yeah. He looked like he's not protecting her at all. Oh, Offset.
Oh, talking about Mauricio?
Oh.
I think they just have an open relationship.
All these reality stars are putting it on for the camera. I agree. They're playing in our faces, you guys. These reality shows are a smidge above scripted. Like, they're just like, oh, I think that'll be good to do. And these producers are trust funds. Yup. And that's the point. Like, I'm pretty sure having Rothschilds in their freaking family, they know about the family bank and doing the trust funds and the generational banking and stuff. Why would she have named her best friend as a beneficiary and not the freaking family trust in order to create the generational wealth needed to... It just didn't make any sense.
Let me tell you, it ain't something clean with Mauricio and Kyle's water, okay? Because they even had ties to Tom's debauchery. It came out, you know? So it's something crooked going on there for them to be that rich.
When you guys say that, agree, Dr. Jackie needs to be really addressed. It's huge. Well, that's what we're saying. Okay, so we have addressed it here. We've had several lives about it. She's addressed it. It happened off the show. She addressed it off the show. On the show, I feel like that scene with Kamala undid what she did in the live, should it ever come up. So I don't know. Like, I mean, we can drag dead horses around, but there's a lot of other things to do. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like she needs to make amends to her patients, period. I don't feel like we as the public should have ringside seats at the rest of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, what do you think?
Hers. Here, I have a question. Like, who do you think made this clip resurface?
That's what I said. It was freaking Buffy.
Oh.
Buffy did it. So what is it? 5 days ago now, Buffy did a TikTok because, okay, after she got off the show, Buffy started a YouTube channel talking about all things Bravo, including the show.
Oh.
Buffy went on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and is always talking about this stuff, you guys. She wanted to stay on the show, but couldn't stay on the show, so she went and made a show to talk about the show she can't be on. It's screaming all kinds of bitter for the last 3 years. And nobody paid her a effing mind except for that lady from All About the Tea or whatever. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm not in that shit. But there were certain people that would pay Buffy mind. But the rest of us, not on our screens, not on our purview. You know what I mean? So when the talk happened with Kamala, Buffy got triggered. And that aired on Sunday. By Tuesday, Buffy had found the clip of Dr. Heavenly and Jackie talking what she said, aired the clip, and then did a 5-minute monologue on everything wrong with Dr. Jackie.
It was vengeful.
It was very vengeful, but I mean, like, it's 3 years later. She's literally spent 3 years dogging this lady out.
That's crazy.
And now she has another day and another day and another day to do it. So then after that, that wasn't enough. She came back again after this, okay? I'm like, look, okay, we'll go to her page real quick. Let's just go handle this. We don't need to hear any more from Dr. Jackie. Let's go right here. Back over here. All this stuff is blue. Just real quick. Because I was like, really? I'm feeling like.
Think Buffy needs therapy?
I'm sitting here, girl. I'm sitting here eating cookies.
At this point, Buffy needs to use the services of her husband's psychotherapy so she can let this shit go. 3 years is a long time.
That's how I feel. Like, she let her rent space that long.
Yes.
Martell said 3 years is not a long time because he's still hurt.
Yeah. There she is. So then look, here, we're going to go back. I'm going to show you guys. Because I'm just like, Buffy needs a chill pill. Somebody needs to get her a Zataran, whatever the things are to make you calm down, STFU.
Isn't it malicious at this point?
A little. It's like, it's literally giving let the mouse go. So here we go. Here's her page. And a shout out to all the weight she lost because she got some semaglutide or some Wegovy or Mounjaro. So here we go. Here we go. Wait. Where did it go? Did she remove it? She removed it, you guys. Wait. She must have got some backlash. Wait, it's gone.
What was gone?
The video that started it all. It was right after this picture. No way. No, she reduced it. And then she got rid of the other one too, you guys, because people were on her ass. OMG. Ooh, Buffy. People must have started saying that she was too
it's malicious point. Like,
and she took it down. It's gone, you guys. But luckily, I have right here on my members only thing the actual tape of what she did, along with it being on her timeline. Yeah. So, imagine that. It's like nude photos. It's not going anywhere, Buffy. So we had this. I went and I got the Dr. Jackie's. We did this part. And then, and this is from how many days ago? 2 days ago, we did this live. And this is going to play out. And then we're going to get to the thing right here for, and see, I'm showing you how it's Buffy Purcell's timeline.
As African-American women, we're a bit more dramatic. And that you go to the doctor and you complain. And you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African-American women, we want to.
Look, Joe, I know. You're not asking me to keep it going. But I was like, just in a general, because I just feel like, a lot of letting go needs to happen in general. Like, I have too much things in my own personal life to keep hold to that me personally, I can let this go. You see what I'm saying? Just that. But here's what started it all.
Make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
She said this herself, right? And for all y'all elder OBGYN fans out there, you can scroll on because you done drank the Kool-Aid, the tea, the poison, or whatever, and ain't nothing I'm going to say get you to see the light of day. So you can scroll on. And this is my platform, and I can say what the hell I want because I've actually met the bitch, okay? The old biddy. And I can age shame her all she wants because she shamed my motherfucking uterus, okay? All right, so let's begin. Y'all, bravo, because that's who set this shit up with Kamala. Y'all should have let Simone do that interview. Y'all should have let Simone do that. Y'all should have I know y'all trying to save her career because I showed everybody who the hell she really is. I know, and y'all paying her all this damn money that she don't damn earn. Because where Curves set this season? Yeah, I'm watching the season now. It's a good season. I'm watching it. Sweet Tea, shout out to Sweet Tea. That's why I'm watching it. This world. And that's just not fair. You think if a black woman doctor thinks that folk that don't look like us don't think that? When y'all gonna call her on shit? Forget me. I know some of y'all don't like me. You don't care. You won't believe the lies they said that I want a storyline. I didn't need a storyline. I was a friend. I was not full cast, even though I was full cast, because the motherfuckers saw who I am and used me for almost every goddamn episode.
Let's just say Delulu real quick. Can everybody say Delulu? Those ladies used her since every episode. Really, Buffy? See, she's not right, you guys. And that's on the show. I felt like Buffy, she was a great addition. I like that she was, you know what I mean? I felt like she could have been a great addition. But then she was almost like Katie from Potomac, where something's just a little off. You're just a little fragile in a lot of ways that are playing out in front of us. And it's a little uncomfortable to see you be so upset. And we can't do nothing about it. And we're really not exactly sure what you're upset about. I mean, I know that she said it was the Jackie thing, but it was a lot of stuff. It was also the baby thing and you know what I mean? It was everything. Right. And how is it still everything 3 years later? She needs some help.
It slipped out. Like it slipped out when she was dealing with me, who she was very much intimidated by. Because when evil is around something you've been pretending to be nice, inherently kind like I am, it can't. Now I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff together and get Bravo to get her off.
She wants her off the show.
That's it. That's
the bottom line.
Fired for doing. But they didn't fire her because Buffy wasn't a patient of Dr. Jackie's.
Right.
So that's what her goal is. She wants her fired.
And there's also content creators that are like, Dr. Jackie needs to lose her license and this, that, and the other. I'm like, look, you need to let patients handle their complaints the way the patients handle their complaints. But to start a full-on campaign to have this lady lose anything because she comes across our screen as freaking detached and insensitive is like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lie. That's why it's coming off malicious.
Right.
But then you have that one patient coming forward talking about her experience. Like,
United States of America.
So I'm going to turn this down while this plays, but that was the clip, and that was 4 days ago. But now it's gone, you guys. I think I have the other clip on here too about what she said after, because she sure
we have
did.
The highest rates of maternal mortality, pardon, Karen, and
so this was the first apology Dr. Jackie did, and it was zero accountability, didn't even really acknowledge anything that she did or said wrong. No. I was not with it, okay? Not with it at all. Let's go back. I have one more video, I think, in my members only section for you members, because Buffy was at it again. So that happened 4 days ago, and then about 2 days ago,
is not scaling wall.
Buffy did some more stuff.
With Toya and Eugene, I know I said I don't, they're. What I meant was, Toya, you need to tell us, where did you hear that from?
I know you teach
with Toya and Eugene. I know I said I don't, they're not scaling walls and all that, but I apologize. I apologize.
So that was Toya Bush.
Quad apologizing.
Okay, here's Buffy's page again, okay? So this is from, how many days ago is this one? So this is one day ago. So just yesterday, she had all this stuff on her grid, you guys. Look. Front and center. Here's the Jackie. See? Front and center on her page. Oh, let me move this. Here's the Jackie video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then keep on playing it out. And let's tap here.
I know you teach your
Well, if on the thing it had the
patients
other
and
one.
others about their rights. Can you talk a little bit about that?
As an OBGYN, as the health provider for
Okay,
women,
so then this is what she played on her thing one day ago. This was up there. Okay, she did her apology, and then this is what Buffy had up there. She reposted this. See, this is on her page right here. If you see the tag down there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm sorry. See Buffy's page. Go down. Pause. The other one down there, if you guys saw a split second before that, was the Dr. Heavenly head on her page.
I know you teach your patients and others about.
See, it says Buffy
rights.
Purcell right there.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
as an OBGYN, as a health provider for women, my biggest teachable moment to a patient is make sure you feel comfortable with a doctor enough to ask questions. I want you to challenge me. Why, when, what, where. So definitely ask questions and see a doctor who makes you feel safe and supported.
You're in first. And Buffy, you can relate. You're in first.
First place you're going to audition. I know you teach your patients and others about their rights.
That was too cold when she said that.
As
you can relate, you infertile.
Right? But Buffy posted this because after she dredged it up 4 days ago, then she dug in and made this clip, you guys, with Dr. Jackie saying this awesome stuff. And then going back to the 3 years ago and what Dr. Jackie, we all agree it was horrible. She should have never said it, never did it.
I want you to challenge me. Why, when, what, where. So definitely ask questions and see a doctor who makes you feel safe and supported.
You're in first.
Before a contradiction.
And Buffy, you can relate. You're in first. And Buffy, you can relate. You're in first.
This is one clip on her page, you guys. It's repeating like this over and over and over again, you guys. After the Kamala Harris, Dr. Jackie talk, the number of times you see this say, you're infertile, she made this clip do this, you guys.
He wanted to embarrass her the way she embarrassed.
And Buffy, you can relate. You're in first.
That was an embarrassing moment. I probably would have ran and hid up under a chair. I would have been so embarrassed. That was the.
When Jackie did what she.
Yeah, she should have never did that. So also in the same Buffy Purcell clip, so she let that play. How many times did we just see her say infertile? Like that was 10 times or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
After she blew up her spot, played this 10 times. Now she's playing it with Dr. Heavenly, who she's going to say that this, watch how she forms this.
She did with Buffy. Now I'm going to tell you, you remember Buffy, right? Okay, Buffy's storyline was she was infertile. She had a whole scene with me, okay? But when they brought it out on the stage when Jackie said it, they made it seem like Jackie put it out there for the world and it was the first time said it wasn't, right? So Jackie was pissed that the girl was using this as a storyline, correct? Understand, right? Jackie's pissed because she's infertile too, so she would never, you know what I'm saying? That's just like calling somebody transgender if you transgender. Anyway, Jackie was mad because that's on her career. She would never call somebody out on what they, infertile. At the end of the season at the reunion, Jackie, even though she was right in what she was thinking, for the world they didn't understand. So she ate crow and she gave Buffy the best apology in the world. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you on a corporate job or when you with people, sometimes as a professional, I get this, because sometimes in my office, the people be dead ass wrong. But in order to be the greater good in your business, sometimes you got to eat crow even if you feel like you're right. So,
I know you teach
your
patients and others about their rights.
All my haters.
Here's how you can advocate.
Yeah, her storyline was that she was infertile.
She actually had 3 things on her video that she's removed. She had the Mariah Huck on her feed, rather. She had the Mariah Huck praising her. She had the video where she drug it up. And then she had this "You're infertile" video all on her timeline all week, you guys.
I would love to see Buffy Purcell come back on Married to Medicine.
Well, too, yes. Honey, let me tell you something. People have slept. I don't know if they slept on Buffy or they don't talk about Buffy. The ladies don't on the show. But baby, when I told you that lady came and she was so authentic, she was fire. I didn't cast Buffy. I cast the rest of the ladies. But baby, I hate that I did not. She is amazing, inside and out, beautiful.
And then look at her comment here. It says, "My heart is so full. The creator and executive producer of Married to Medicine, I Love Mariah, sets the record straight on my edit and what really happened when I was on the show. Vindication, God is good, at peace, Buffy Purcell, Mariah Hutt, Married to Medicine." And I'm like, Mariah wasn't there.
Together, like
Mariah, who did she hear that from? Nobody's effing with Mariah on that cast. Who was she talking to? Where did she get her information about that this was a certain type of edit? You know what I'm saying? Like Delulu, allegedly.
Every one of those ladies accountable. They couldn't take Buffy. They couldn't take Miss Buffy, baby. They could not take Buffy. Buffy came through.
But they did take Buffy because she's still whining about it years later.
Yeah. She's all about the numbers. I like her though, and I like her relationship with her husband, and I like her style. I just like Buffy.
I love that.
She was so confident. It was almost like they hated on her confidence and her story. I mean, her challenges with the diseases she faced, and just the way they treated her. Just her talking about it was the infertility struggle that she faced. That was her story and testimony to tell and share. And they didn't give her the opportunity to do that,
I felt like they gave her the perfect lead in, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, for reality TV, on the same show where they just got the ex married to the new wife and brought the ex-wife on. Please. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, Mariah.
I'm just scripted TV.
That was her story and testimony to tell and share.
So Buffy's issue partly is that she didn't bring it up on camera before Dr. Jackie. And I would, hey, if that was your story to tell, use that as a lead-in by one of the main cast members who just mentioned it and turn your freaking lemons into lemonade and run with your storyline.
Yeah. Guys, I'm getting sleepy. I'm for y'all.
Oh, I love you. She basically is handing her storyline over to Dr. Jackie by arguing with her about what she said. She could have taken control of that narrative and been like, yeah, and I've been going through this, and this, and then took us on that journey with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, she's just still complaining about it 3 years later.
I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm falling asleep.
It's just like people competing for a story.
I love you, Pinky. Have a happy Christmas, happy holidays.
Happy Christmas.
Are you gonna go live later about and break the Martell story?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I have my bell on. I'll get my notification. Take a nap.
I haven't even put up a thumbnail yet. I need to do that, but I'm gonna lay down and take me a little nap.
I heard that. Well, rest easy.
I was falling asleep on y'all. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries. I love you. Happy holidays.
Okay,
We're about
love
to
you
be out of
guys.
here.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye,
Awesome.
both of y'all.
Love you too. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
She does. And I think that's what they're afraid of. You know, you have this core group who think that they can vote everybody in and vote everybody out. And that's what they're doing. But I mean, before it's all said and done, they're gonna find themselves with 2 viewers. So see how that worked out for the Golden Girls.
Not the Golden Girls.
It works out. I think anybody can be on the cutting board the way things are going. They don't think that. That's the scary part. Yeah. They don't know that. They have no idea. You know what I mean? Anybody can be on the cutting board.
Speaking of Buffy,
Here's how you can advocate for yourself.
So those were all the things. Here, I'm going to turn this down real quick. We're about to get out of here.
Here's how
On her timeline. And so I'm not sure why she cleaned it up, except for that a lot of people's timelines are very just them and what they do these days. But she does have some other things that aren't just her. But mostly it's just her. So, because sometimes, like even on my grid, I'll remove things from my grid, but they're still available. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, are they in here? Yeah, so here it is. So here they all are. She moved them all off grid to her back page now. So you guys can go there if you're ever interested and see where it started, which is this video, and then a couple days later it was this, and then she hit it up with this. Oh, look, what's this one say?
the family Monopoly rules. We want to ask you to follow. When you start playing,
So she was live playing family games this morning. Okay, whatever, Buffy. Okay, there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up. We're not getting to Real Housewives of Miami right now because I actually am a little hungry. But Vanderpump Rules, I feel like Ariana should just sell the house, sell to Tom. Let's see. So there's this huge thing going on. Scandival, Vanderpump Rules is getting ready to come back on in January. I'm not sure yet if I feel like being bothered. I still need them to have some melanated people. I'm like, really? We're going to go into a whole nother year and still not one melanated cast member, not one anybody. You can't find anybody but clear people to work there, really. And all the other people bust the dishes. Okay, whatever. I don't know if I can stand watching these girls do this again. I don't know. And especially without Raquel there. I was interested to see how she handled coming back. I don't think I could stand to see James with the new Raquel and the old Graham. I don't know. But Ariana she's refusing to sell to Tom Sandoval. And I feel like she's not the boss of him. What is happening is she wants to sell the house. He doesn't want to sell. He wants to buy her out to continue living in the house. That's where she has the problem. He doesn't deserve it by himself, and she don't want it by herself, but doesn't want him to have it. She wants all the endorsements. She wants the Dances with the Stars. She wants the soda. She wants the batteries. She wants the everything. She gets a new boyfriend who gets to come on the show. All of this stuff. Tom is just like trying to make it into a room without getting shanked in his neck. Okay. And now she's like, he doesn't deserve to live in the house by himself. I feel like she's dragging this on. I feel like she really wants to lick his balls some more and is upset. I don't think she's with the guy anymore that she was making the rounds with after the thing. She's about to be somebody in Chicago. Her and Buffy need to go to the same therapist and learn how to let shit go. Especially if you have all this happy stuff happening. You literally made $1 million off this man run him his money, leave that toxic house, and move on.
She's just trying to torture him at this point.
Yeah.
And I believe she takes pleasure in it.
Me too. I feel like it's her. She's the problem. She's the same way I feel like she was the problem with letting that lady spend the night in your house when you have a man's balls to lick. Don't let no other ladies in your house when you have balls to lick, you guys. Don't do it. Don't be in the hot tub topless with the next one and then go inside and because you're tired and have to sleep your drinks off and then be mad that the girl was out there doing your job. And yeah, Raquel was wrong. I'm not saying she wasn't wrong. I'm also saying that when you're in a relationship, you don't do these little things because it doesn't protect your relationship. So move.
At this point, it's not like they were married though. Not saying that it makes it any worse, but like you dodged a bullet. Move on.
Yes. That part.
That's cheating. You're surprised he cheated on you?
Right. Either you want to move on and be happy, or you want to sit in this house with this man and argue. And they live under the same roof 5 months after their breakup.
She has the money to get her own. Curves, I think you cut out.
And she's all financial advisors, a lawyer, an accountant are helping her. Oh no, am I still not here? Oh no, hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Maybe me sharing. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I think I was sharing that screen. It didn't like sharing the screen. But in that article, it's saying that she doesn't want to move. She clarified that she's not a Scrooge. She's not rich. She pays a mortgage. It's expensive.
So get something.
And she has a lot of places where that money could go. It's just weird.
Let him buy her out.
It's weird.
She doesn't have kids. It's just her. It's the easy
move. Yeah. Yeah, go. Kick rocks. Be happy and you're playing Chicago. Let him be miserable in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mariah's also very bitter. And she acts like she knows everything. And she was literally making TikToks of her looking for a contract in the mail, you guys.
Mariah who?
She literally made those TikToks before. Mariah Huck.
Oh.
The executive producer for Married to Medicine. This comment right here says Mariah shares bitter grudge holding. Yeah. Because she was looking for a contract, but she knows everything now. Okay. Yeah, Mariah's a little full of it. You know, the friend of my enemy is my best friend.
Hashtag.
Yep, and they are fun. Yeah, hashtag move on. Yep, and hashtag happy holidays, happy merry. And this was just a little live because, like I said, the YouTube streets had tumbleweed. And I was like, well, let me just hurry up and jump on here because I'm not wrapping any presents right this moment. But I just got a hunger pang. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a happy, merry holiday Christmas. Be sure you tell the people who you love that you love them and tell the racists that they're racist and whatever you need to do. Yeah, the butterflies effect. Yep. And you know what? Like I always say, there's enough to go around and be sure you're speaking life and doing the best things for you. Self-care is the highest form of self-love and momentum doesn't stop because of the day. So you guys go out, be great, shine on, and do you the way only you can do it because there's only one for a reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love you guys. See you in the next video. Smash Naughty's buttons, ring her bell. And Naughty, I appreciate you for coming up. And Pinky, I appreciate you for coming up. And, you know, for all the people that we talked about, literally it was for commenting and research. The research is to see how people can interact better.
Yeah,
literally. And I appreciate Buffy. I appreciate Dr. Jackie. I appreciate Mariah. I appreciate all of the people that get on these shows and are courageous enough to let us see their smoke and mirrors and smelliness. You know what I mean? Like, so, hey, kudos to all that. I'm grateful for it all, as you should be. See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Peace. Thanks for coming.